Welcome to the IslandStats.com football show, your weekly dose of all the action from Bermuda's top football leagues. We bring you in-depth coverage of the Premier and First Divisions, results, highlights, analysis, and exclusive interviews. We also keep you up to date with the latest news and developments from the Bermuda Football Association. Stay tuned for the IslandStats.com football show, your one-stop shop for everything you need to know about the beautiful game in Bermuda. Now let's join the IslandStats.com football show team. Well, good afternoon and welcome to this edition of the IslandStats.com football show. I'm your host, Earl Basden. Joining me is none other than co-host Garrett Punchy Dill and co-host Andrew Griffith. Gentlemen, good evening. And how are you this evening?
All good.
All good.
All right. Okay, well, let's run down the results we have from this weekend thus far. And we had on Friday night out at Bernard Park, it was North Village Rams 1, Devonshire Colts 2. Today, around the island in Premier Division football, it was Young Man Social Club 1, Dandytown Hornets 2, Paget Lions 1, Crossroads 2, PHC Zebras 1, St. George's Colts 0. Well, the league got underway on Friday night out at Bernard Park with the Devonshire Colts defeating the defending champions North Village Rams. Obviously, everybody's waiting to hear us and whatever about the incident after, but I want to get to the football first. Let's talk a little bit about the game itself. Punchy, we'll start with you. What did you think of the game itself?
Well, oh yeah. I mean, the atmosphere was just unbelievable. You know, I think the pre-game atmosphere might have got the best of North Village players, but I just think that from my way, I think North Village is still struggling, really struggling. I was very impressed with Devonshire Colts. The movement, the passing, they were, you know, they look like they're taking another step from last year. What the writing that was wrong last year. You know, they know how they were defending in numbers, and they were very clever on the ball too. I thought the passing game, in terms of passing statistics, they outpassed North Village in many aspects of the area of the game. And they were creative. I think it was well deserved, the 2-goal lead. And you know, it was. I think still the atmosphere sometimes get the battle of players, and I think that's what happened a lot with some of the some of the players, especially at North Village. I think the atmosphere got the battle of them. And I want to applaud the North Village for putting on display. It was well attended for a Friday night. But in terms of again, Earl and Griff, I just think that with North Village, I still think they're, John Tate played and came on and he scored a great goal, a good goal too. That was a good goal. But again, I think that win was deserved by Devonshire Colts, in my opinion. I think they deserved that win.
Griff, what's your thoughts on the game itself?
Agree with Punchy. For the neutrals and football purists, it was a good game to watch. It was like had ebb and flows, exciting, good tactical moments. It seemed like two decent teams having a good go at, and agree with Punchy. Devonshire Colts definitely deserve to be up, and the goals they made, the build up, everything for the goals, they were well taking goals, and they used the speed well. They nullified the speed that Village had, and so like we always say, Ray got some rating for the games, and they're upward, and they deserve to win. It wasn't until the end, after Village got to go, and they were pressing, that Village seemed to have more possession. But before that, most of the possession was Devonshire Colts.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Just to let everybody know, we'll be joined by Ray Jones, Devonshire Colts head coach, at the bottom of the hour to talk about the match. But the aftermath of the game was a bit disturbing at times when people watch. Um, but both clubs did issue a joint statement, and this is it.
between the two clubs reads, quote, "On behalf of the North Village Community Club and Devonshire Colts Football Club, we extend our sincere apologies to everyone impacted by the events that took place following Friday evening's match. This game was intended to be a historic and celebratory occasion, the first league football match under the lights at Bernard Park. It was also an opportunity to showcase the passion and tradition of the two clubs with deep roots in Bermudian football and our wider community. Unfortunately, what should have been a proud moment was marred by incidents after the final whistle that escalated into physical altercations. Both North Village and Devonshire Colts share a rich history of developing players, supporting families, and serving as pillars in our community. Together, we want to be clear. Neither club will tolerate behavior that compromises the safety and well-being of anyone attending or participating in our events. This commitment extends beyond football. It speaks to the responsibility we hold as community institutions. We will be conducting a full investigation into the events of Friday night. Violence has no place in our sport or society, and we are determined to ensure that our clubs remain spaces where respect, unity, and community pride are upheld. North Village Community Club and Devonshire Colts Football Club remain united in our mission to provide a safe, welcoming, and positive environment for all, and to ensure that future occasions are remembered for the right reasons. End quote.
Well, gentlemen, that was the statement from the two clubs in a joint statement. We'll start with you, Griff. What you saw at the end of the match. Give us your thoughts on just how it went from the whistle blowing to escalation.
Is at the end of games, you get people are emotional when you just spent 90 minutes going at each other, possibly kicking each other. So as you walk, sometimes you walk over things are said, and it unfortunately it escalated. And then what makes it worse is when fans come on the field and it grows and grows, and unfortunately, as they stopped one skirmish and thought it was resolved, and another skirmish broke out another part of the field, resolved that, and another one, and it carried on too long, and so I don't want to trivialize it and say that it's a storm in a teacup, but it looking back on it seems worse than it actually was, but it happens, and I expect that because it's all the video kept running after the game because the game was being televised. So I would assume that everything's captured on camera, and BFA would deal with whatever the consequences are necessary for orders that cause the ruckus. So I have faith that BFA and the relevant officials will sort it out.
Yeah, Punchy, give us your thoughts.
Well, that goes back memories for me because I apologize. I still talk about when I have my suspension. I got a year suspension also. Mm-hmm. So it kind of brought back some memories of why I did it, why I acted the way. It was Lawson Davis against Hotels. Yeah. And, I apologize. Like, it still haunts me now sometimes. I talk to my son and how come you behave like that, Dad? So, but it's if I could just say this, there's no room for that. I thought maybe the security was a little bit lax when it started really getting out of hand. That could have been better. But then there's responsibility on the players too. And, I just hope, I'm sure suspensions are coming. I'm sure about that. But what was most sad about that, because so many kids and the opening ceremony and the kids that were on there had to witness that, considering, again, what we're talking about, the state of the country, and so I just hope this is resolved good. It seemed that after everything cooled on, the bar was open, people were okay. There were no fights breaking out after that. So, in that behavior, players got to understand, and I'm just talking from my personal point about what happened with me, that it all matters now. It matters, our behavior and our conduct as players. And I just think, again, we're going to have to start thinking about certain games that are going to have more security, for sure. I think that looked a little bit lax for me. When you look around, where was all the security escorting people off? Soon as that broke out, it should have been security one time, then the police came, which was really good. I got to applaud them also. But again, I hung around just to see how what the atmosphere was after, and no problems after that.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen so many people commenting online, and I have to smile because when I hear people or when I see people making all sorts of assumptions about when it's pertaining to Bermuda, because we have all these experts once something happens in Bermuda, whether it's politics or sports. But then you have people that support support a team that follows this pattern and support it because it's English football and it's good. But look at the same thing that happened the other night. But because it's in Bermuda, it's a big problem. But they'll still wear these jerseys on a Saturday to support these teams. Look, you have security, you have players. Look, it's the same thing. Isn't it the same thing that happened on Friday night?
Yes, yeah.
So everybody needs to calm down and let the authorities who handle these things handle it. You chimed in, you had your say, cool, understood. Now let the people, and let me just explain something to everybody so they get an understanding. 14 days after that incident, an independent regulator, commission sanctioned Liverpool and Everton, and the Liverpool coach and their assistant coach. 14 days. So it took 14 days to resolve that. Everybody wants something to happen on Saturday. It's not going to happen. I want to make sure that people understand that it takes time, and this is what we will be up against over the next few days. And like you said, Griff, I have confidence that the officials will get the matter straightened out. So everybody that's making these comments online, talk about your English team or talk about whatever else. Make sure that you give the Bermuda players and Bermuda sports that same respect or understanding when you make those comments. That's what I've got to say on that.
It's like I have done some stuff playing not just football, other sports that I'm not proud of. Like you in a heat of the moment, a rush of blood, even a referee, and you have disciplinary actions for what happened in the game. You would see players like on the street the next week, and they would just shake their head like, oh, man, I don't know why I came over me during that game. Sorry. Or you go to the disciplinary hearing at BFA, and they'll just throw their hands up. Yeah, I guilty. I did it. I just this happened and that happened. This been here, and they're completely apologetic. But in the rush of the moment, when your adrenaline's high, your emotion, sometimes you do crazy things.
Yes, so, and that's understandable. That is totally understandable, and that's what Punchy was explaining just now. He had a rush of blood, and it happened to him, and he understood what he done in the end was not right, and he took his year suspension. But it makes you come back a little stronger, doesn't it, Punchy?
Yeah. It took and I came back to play. The first game was up Somerset, in a commercial league, reserve league. But would they boo me? They were. So you can imagine. We're playing in Somerset too. And I had a penalty, and I missed it. That tells you anyway. So you're right, Earl and Griff, about let's move on, because again, Earl, I'm glad you had that incident where you showed Liverpool and Everton, but look at the security too.
Yeah.
Wow, that security was right there, and that's what I'm talking about. So, are the clubs ready? I don't know how this is going to work to implement more security, especially at certain cup final games or quarterfinal, semifinal games.
Yeah.
Because I think it's really needed.
Right.
I think it's needed. It's just.
That's why when we have finals, the cost is a little higher because you got to pay for that extra security. And
the clubs will struggle
on a weekly basis to add extra security because you're not getting enough people through the turnstiles to cover that court. And if you're going to run the game at a deficit, then you have to figure out whether or not you really want to be a part of it, because you're going to go into debt each week trying to pay the bill that you can't cover through the gate.
So what happens after that is football suffers, because if you have to pay an extra $1,000 a week for security, then maybe you keep those jerseys for an extra year instead of getting a new set. Maybe you have less bowls. Maybe you cut the field a little less. Something's got to give when you add cost to the game.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, and you're right. I mean, when you add the fan aspect to it, when the fans get involved, especially once they come over the line, the field still belongs to the players. Spectators should not enter the field, whether they're trying to stop something or not. That's not your job. Let the
exactly, Earl. Exactly. That's right.
That needs to be addressed, and if people enter the field to play, hey, you scored it right out of the gate. Those have to be the rules. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, because it's for the player safety. I mean, you look at when the game starts, you have security escorting the referees out. The players are you're in a bubble, so to speak. That's how they would describe it as such. You're in this bubble, and and that's for the entire match. Right.
So, right. But the other thing I want to ask you, Griff, is were the rare cards given after that? Was the referee still around, or
I think one card was given. One was given, I think, at the end.
One was given. Okay. But it's really it's important to get this right now to fix this problem right away. Yeah, because again, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Cross your fingers for me. Hopefully, I don't get a ban because I went on the field.
Well, you admitted it. I was letting you. I saw you, but I was letting you off the hook.
But after you get past him, what happened? All the fighting and stuff like that. Don't you? When we look at it and you start going back over the film, well, what really is security, and I'm concerned about that. And so, like I said, the heat of the moment and what happens, and suspensions coming up. I'm sure there are going to be suspensions. I'm very sure of that.
Right.
But I still think that what you said to Earl, get it back to what you said about security, people running on the field. No, that ain't supposed to happen.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't happen. It happened, but it shouldn't happen.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't get lost in all that. Remember, I think Devonshire Colts in the early season, I think the first 10 minutes, they lost the captain to suspected broken ankle. So,
yes, I'm sorry. Yes, really. Yes.
Speedy recovery.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's had some hard luck playing in Bermuda. Because if you will all remember, he broke his ankle in the Barkley versus Cedar Bridge match, televised some years ago, and that happened early in the match as well. So hopefully he does make a speedy recovery, and he can figure out or find a way to get back at some point this season, which will be a good bonus for Devonshire Colts, because he is one of their engine rooms, and obviously we'll talk to Ray a little more once he comes on. But what we're going to do is we're going to take our first commercial break, and when we come back, we'll talk about the other Premier Division matches that took place today. Some interesting matches. Be right back.
This September, refresh and reinvigorate with the finest sparkling waters. Maison Perrier, brought to you by John Barrett & Sons and available at Lindo's. Known for their commitment to quality, John Barrett & Sons proudly distributes Maison Perrier sparkling waters sourced from the purest springs to bring you a crisp, clean taste with every sip. Whether you're savoring the classic taste of natural spring water or exploring the vibrant notes of their flavored options. Lindo's. Why go anyplace else?
Beneath the clear blue sky, where the ocean meets the land, and the long-tails fly in Bermuda. Our hearts belong to this beautiful island. As an island, we are strong, proudly Bermudian, in every single way. sunrise to the sunset. And every single day for over 135 years. It's been clear, digital is probably Bermuda, bringing us near. Cause we are probably Bermudian. Digital is probably Bermudian.
You ever crack open a Coke and just perfect?
It's that cold, classic hit that never lets you down.
Whether you're chilling with friends or just need a break, you can't go wrong with Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola.
Nothing else compares.
Proudly distributed by Butterfield and Vallis.
And welcome back. Well, Punchy, out at Devonshire Recreation Club, where the match between Crossroads, Young Man Social Club and Dandytown Hornets was moved from Police Field because it wasn't ready. Dandytown came away with a 2-1 victory. We just have a quick comment. May look to sponsorship just for security presence. Talk to the sports minister, in my opinion. That's a good opinion. Yes, it's an option. Thank you. Punchy, tell us a bit about the match. Obviously, Dandytown want to look to keep that momentum going, and obviously, Young Man Social Club looking to get a start somewhere.
Yeah, really, it's interesting game. Let me speak about Social Club first of all. Enough clear-cut chances, and I'm gonna tell you, like I saw a clear-cut chance with Clay Darrow, one, and then there's another tall center forward. I don't know his name. I can't remember his name. Excuse me for that. My apologies. Clear through one-on-ones to goalkeepers and cannot score. Then there are other episodes. So really, that game could have been in the first half. Social Club could have been up 2-0. Clearly. You know what? The other thing about that is, sir, Ezekiel Lewis playing for Social Club. It's really good to watch him play. He don't put a foot wrong. A little bit out of shape, but you will see the standard of him, like just his quality. He does sorts of simple things well. Social Club are gonna they're gonna struggle. I think physically, a lot of the players look out of shape, and I was really, I pinpoint that, but they lack quality in finishing. Quality, and they, even though they missed those goals, they applauded. As you can see, the score was 2-1. But they had they had chances, clear-cut chances in that game to be 2-0 up at the halfway mark at halftime out there, and I applaud them. They have what I do like about what I see about them still is the fighting spirit. They applaud even when they miss the goals. Mm-hmm. They were still applauding from the players. Players were cussing and carrying on. I really, it was remarkable. But I still think they're going to struggle because of that, the chances that they miss. And I'm telling you, man, it was like, whoa. And so it ended up 2-1. But that score could have been, in again, going back to this first half, Social Club could have been up 2-0 clearly in the first half in that game.
Right. And up at PAC, Griff, PAC got a second half strike from Enrique Russell to defeat St. George's Colts 1-0. The game after the goal was scored kind of opened up. Both teams struggled in the first half trying to get things going, but then once a goal scored, kind of things opened up. St. George's had their chances to equalize. PAC had chances to double the score. But in the end, it was PAC winning 1-0. Your thoughts on just those two teams?
Well, unlike North Village, you would expect the home opener, a team to secure the points, and PAC did just that. I think none of us thought that PAC would lose, so it held to form, but it seems like it was a close game. So with both teams at full strength at the beginning of the season and healthy, I guess you just want to win the game by any means necessary. You take the 1-0. So, but I expect both of these teams to be pretty decent this season if PHC challenge them for the title.
Yeah. And then there was drama up at Southampton Oval where Crossroads and Paget were tied at 1-1. Crossroads Paget scored early in the match through Shakira Smith. Crossroads equalized in the second half, and it was in the 93rd minute that Paget were awarded a penalty. The penalty was taken. The ball hit the upright, rebounded out. A Paget player headed the ball. The unfortunate thing was the ball hit the chest of the penalty taker and ended up in the back of the net. Paget were celebrating, but then I think they realized as well the penalty taker was standing in an offside position that the ball hit him and went in the net. And after a consultation with the referee assistant, the referee awarded a free kick. And from the free kick, Crossroads went down and scored a winner to win the match 2-1 over Paget. And I'm glad you said what you said, Griff. The home team, the only home team to win this weekend, their opener was in fact PAC. We do have,
and let it be known, right? I almost got the draw right. I picked a draw in that game. So,
and Punchy and I almost got a win too because Paget had the penalty, but it was missed.
Hey, I don't want to hear about that. It's hard to pick a draw. I was this close to being a genius.
Well, the match between the Boulevard Blazers and Devonshire Cougars that was scheduled for Saturday night out at BAA was not played. BAA has been closed for repairs. There's some issues with the pitch itself, and the BFA has advised that the pitch is unplayable until the repairs are done, and then football will resume out there. Now, it's 4 teams that are affected by that closure, so there will be, I guess, unless they can fix it this week, there will be some scheduling changing going on pretty soon, and we'll be able to announce that. But we're going to take our second commercial break because we're going to be joined by Devonshire Colts coach Ray Jones in just right after the commercial break. We'll be right back.
The pink sands beneath the clear blue sky, where the ocean meets the land, and the long-tails fly in Bermuda. Our hearts belong to this beautiful island. As an island, we are strong, proudly Bermudian. In every single way, from the sunrise to the sunset, and every single day for over 135 years. It's been clear, Lady Silence proudly Bermudian, bringing us near. Cause we are proudly Bermudian. Lady Silence proudly Bermudian.
You ever crack open a Coke and just... perfect.
It's that cold, classic hit that never lets you down.
Whether you're chilling with friends or just need a break, you can't go wrong with Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola.
Nothing else compares.
Proudly distributed by Butterfield and Vallis.
Wondering what life could be like with Drop It? Imagine more time to relax, recharge, and enjoy the little things, like floating stress-free while your groceries come to you. Don't let errands eat up your day. Drop It brings Lindo's groceries right to your doorstep while you do, well, whatever you want to do. Lindo's. Why go anyplace else?
And welcome back. Well, we are joined by Devonshire Colts head coach Ray Jones. First of all, welcome, Ray.
Yes, good evening, guys.
You Rick?
Hey, he's got on his Gunner shirt.
Of course.
They scored a late winner too.
It's been a good weekend for me.
Hey, you gotta call it first place, Coach Ray Jones.
Well, Ray, obviously, you had the opportunity to have your team together during the Dudley Eve, but obviously, it's also a special one when you take on North Village, and obviously, it's the season opener under the lights, christening their field, and so forth. But take us through what you thought, how you thought the game went for Devonshire Colts.
Yeah, I thought it was a good game. I anticipated, or we anticipated, that Village would probably have a great start with just all the anticipation of Press League games on the lights. And to be honest, I thought they bossed the match for about the first 15 minutes or so. And our whole thing was making sure we get through that period before conceding. So I was happy that we got through that period. I think an unfortunate incident which happened to one of our defenders led to a sub, and that player, I think, was very instrumental in getting settled down the sub. And I think we got in our rhythm after that incident. And I thought first half in particular, there was some good passes to play by ourselves. But that player actually got us to settle down so we can actually really start to get a foothold. So I really thought the match, after getting through the 15 minutes, we were in good shape.
Yeah. Obviously, how is Chiquito? And I was telling these guys, unfortunately, this is his second one. Playing in the country, because I know he's been playing outside the country for a little bit.
Yeah. So unfortunately, it's looking like this season is probably going to be a wrap. With the injury, it's unfortunate. Like you said, the second time, having happened to him when he is in high school, he had a leg break, just more of the ankle than the leg. So we'll carry him in our spirit for the rest of the season because he really put the work in the season. And as you see, he's one of the few players that started the 3 games. And that was based on the work he had pre-season, so he had earned the right to actually start. And he is also one of our coaches, so he's definitely going to be a miss on the pitch. But we will carry his spirit, and hopefully we can have some success, so we can put a smile on his face. The season's already over for him after the big match.
Well, I guess everybody wants to hear, your view on after the whistle on Friday night. What's your thoughts on the whole situation that happened?
Yeah, so it's an unfortunate situation. I think I stated to the news reporter, I think passion from both sides was probably at a real heightened level based on the significance of the opening match. Obviously, North Village did not want to lose the opening match. And, the words that I had been sharing with the team outside of the technical and tactical preparation is that we haven't beaten Village in 2-3 years, and we needed to bring that to an end. So I know my boys were up for it. And then there was a little bit of history in relation to when Village first opened the park. We actually for the first couple of years won every match now. So we I think both teams were up for it. I think and just passion, just extra passion, took the battle of a few players. But as I had stated to some of the executive officials that were there, because they were thought to actually stop the celebration, I encouraged them not to, because both sets of players are actually friends. They actually spend time together. I think in the end, it was the right decision because they mingled, socialized. I think tempers just calmed down. People were left the game in the spirit of the game. And hopefully, the post-match just becomes a distant memory, and neither club is involved in such action on such a beautiful night.
Punchy?
Hey Ray, how you doing? Good to have you on the show. You and I speak a lot concerning, what I am most impressed upon is that your players didn't look overawed about the occasion. They look very concentrated in them. The concentration was good. I am impressed that they've grown a lot in these situations when they play under that type of pressure. How they're able to still play pretty, good football. And I think a lot of times, in possession wise, I always take those notes. You had most of the time I would give you 60% of the possession game, but still, it looks like your players have matured in a lot of instances. What do you put that down to? Would you put that down to just maturity, or also the additional players that you've got?
I would say it's a bit of both, but more of the recruitment, because I've always felt we had a good team, but we lacked experience at the Premier level, and so some of the additions, good Premier experience, but also haven't had success in the Premier League, meaning winning trophies. So they've been in big occasion matches. So they know how to manage it. So if you look at match Friday, we were kind of playing 10 men for the last 15 minutes. But one of those players in particular, Jermaine, basically took control, helped to reorganize it, and really, outside of the goal, there wasn't much threat just by the reorganization, just becoming hard to beat, keeping Village trying to go on the outside right now. That just comes from and so I would think the recruitment was playing a big part in how we're stepping a bit in the stressful moments.
Griff?
So during the game, it happens a lot in September, man. It's hot. Towards the end, players were dropping like flies with cramp. And I think somebody with Coronado wanted to make a sub. Could you explain to viewers, listeners, how the substitution windows work?
Yeah, so I take full responsibility for that. The Chiquilo injury forced us into a sub in the first half, and we only had 2 windows at the time, and totally blanked out the sub we had made for the match. So unfortunately, we had 2 players we could bring on, but the vendors had already passed because they had used three separate vendors. So I basically apologized to the coaching staff. That was definitely major. But the growth showed up, took responsibility for that. At the end, it didn't work. But yeah, that's basically what happened.
Yeah.
So you don't get any relief for an injury like that? Like
no,
it's only for a head injury or anything?
Yeah, it's just in the flow.
No extra windows?
Yeah, so no, it's no. That's that. And that's what people were saying. Behind it was a bad injury. Yeah, that's just football.
No relief.
There's no relief. So like I said, I just take that on the chin and taking full responsibility for the match that was up at the bottom. I just totally don't get me so early.
Yeah. How would you say the Dudley Eve set you up for the opening game of the league season?
I like the format, but if I must confess, I prefer the longer format, because preseason games with no pressure is not the same with a preseason tournament when there's something on the line. The longer format would give a bit more game, but it allowed us to take a good look at, I would say, 90% of the players. We only have like 2 or 3 that had the pitch before a Friday night on game. But I knew if we had the long format, definitely been able to look at everybody more of what I would say situation with line. But I like the idea. So kudos to the competition committee by opening it to everybody, because basically it sets the stage for the first game.
Yeah. and have you already mentioned Jermaine, but also having the likes of Elijah Darrow coming into your team as well. What do those two players bring to your current squad?
Well, I mean, I actually was speaking with Punchy a few times, and even after the game, we really did some work in the offseason looking at what we needed to improve the squad. So, from an offensive perspective, we create a lot of chances. We were very big on conversion. So people like a lot was somebody we had identified because he had played on the team with us in one of these. We stayed in touch. So him and Denard Mitchell in particular, we were aggressive in recruiting them because between the two of them, that's 20 bills they scored for the respective clubs combined. And if we could add that to our program, that would probably put us in a good stead. And then when you look at, Jermaine, his experience, he's a coach boy, just happened to be able to learn at Dandy Town. That reminded Dandy Town people today that he had all his early years at coach, broke in the senior team, and so be happy that you had him for a while, but it's back to him. And then these artists and Theo Isaac stuff that was over at Dandy Town come back, so it gives us a bit of defensive midfield cover. So we were very 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 calculated with our recruitment, and then you got Diego, even though Diego's in school, be a big help. And then Jalen Commission, probably the wild card. Most people haven't seen him because at youth football they didn't go to the university. But I have been tracking him for a while, so his that's been a decent pickup as well. He's more of a utility player, can play a variety of things. So it just gave us a bit more strength and depth. So we're happy with the recruitment class, and then hopefully it leads to more positive results for the whole season. Last year we started well, but we didn't finish well. So hopefully we can go the distance this time.
Yeah. Punch, you have something else?
Oh yeah. We do speak a lot about what you're going to bring to the team now. What you're bringing to Devonshire Colts now, and really am pleased with what I saw the other night. The other thing is sustaining that level of what I saw on Friday night. Concentration, quality on the ball, the second goal was well taken. There's a lot of correct things that your team did on Friday night. What was most impressive was, again, the defensive behavior playing without the ball. Is that something that you're implementing into your team?
Yeah, so if I be honest, we haven't spent enough time yet on the other possession game. We talk about it, but we haven't spent enough time on the training pitch in a high focus quality possession. Because I feel local football tends to be transitional, so if any team can control the game, even the ball, that's been our primary. But we will be shifting to the other possession part. The core team already knows our possession game. We've been working on it for like 3 years. But it's the new additions, just getting them into it. So I wouldn't say our other possession game is there where I would like it to be, but another couple of weeks, and that piece, which then would even make it more difficult to beat or difficult to do.
Yeah. Griff,
yeah.
You have another one?
Yeah, if I could go back to the Dudley Eve and the format, because 50-80 is now with having the 2 groups of 3 and 1 group of 4. Every year it's going to be one team that feels some way aggrieved because they just miss out this year at North Village. So was the suggestion from Patches that maybe we need to do 2 groups of 5, but I think that would take the number of games to in the round robin from 10 to 20. So I'm not sure that's possible, but he's like, well, we can start earlier. I'm like, well, what's your thoughts on that?
I mean, for me, I'm going to start with read the rules. So if you know the rules, then it's no surprise. Right? Whether I agree with the format or not, that's to me that's a non-starter. The competition rules are in black and white. My team knew the night we lost to St. George's, we were pretty much out of the tournament. We knew that. And we had a discussion, and this is what we're going to do in the next match. But realistically, we were out. The rules are the rules. In an ideal world, I think the first year, or might have been the first 2 years of this extended Dudley Eve, to me, was the battle format. And it still was groups of 3, but you basically played your group matches to be seeded when you ran into the knockout phase. And really at the knockout phase, that teams probably stiffened up and, pretty much played the best team. But in the early run, you give everybody a show, you get to assess your competitive scenario. So if I was asked, say that format, they could bring that back. And it worked perfectly. You get to play it in September. And if you're using your whole squad, then you're not worrying that you might be playing every 3 days because, you want to get your players up to fitness as much as possible. You're using your whole squad. If you have a small squad, it could be challenging. But if you ask me my opinion, that format would be ideal if we're saying this is like a preseason tournament kickoff. But the rules are the rules. We knew the rules. We knew you had to win the group. But after we lost that match, we knew our chance, which probably that.
Okay. Yeah.
Ray, we're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, I want you to stay with us because I know Punchy has another question to ask you. So we'll be right back.
Okay.
You ever crack open a Coke and just perfect?
It's that cold, classic hit that never lets you down.
Whether you're chilling with friends or just need a break, you can't go wrong with Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola.
Nothing else compares.
Proudly distributed by Butterfield and Vallis.
When it comes to tuna, why not choose Bermuda's Best? Bermuda's Best tuna delivers that classic ocean fresh taste, perfect for sandwiches, salads, and all your go-to favorites. High in protein, low in fuss, it's a pantry essential that's proudly Bermudian. Grab a can or a few next time you're at Lindo's. Bermuda's Best tuna, local, reliable, and delicious. Lindo's, why go anyplace else?
Big signs beneath the cloud blue sky, where the ocean meets the land, and the long-tails fly in Bermuda. Our hearts belong to this beautiful island. As an island, we are strong, proudly Bermudian. In every single way, from the sunrise to the sunset, and every single day for over 135 years. It's been clear, Pages silence, proudly Bermudian, bringing us near. Cause we are proudly Bermudian. Pages silence, proudly Bermudian. Pages silence, proudly Bermudian.
And welcome back. Well, Punchy, I knew you had another question for Ray.
Yeah. Me and Ray always have these discussions about a few things, and it's a pleasure speaking with Ray also. Ray, let me ask the other thing. You've been in the national program, and I always see with my son and my nephew that's coaching off of this, I've said it's paramount, and I just your opinion on this. It's paramount that the quality in the first division or the Premier League in Bermuda is paramount that we play good football, and quality is most important. What's your opinion now of the quality in our league now, in the top league now? What is your opinion, basic opinion about that? You think there's two questions I want to ask you. First of all, the quality attacking, and how do you think most of the teams, are we just too open? We play too open football, and you and I discussed the fact about being hard to beat. You come to Bermuda, and Bermuda teams being hard to beat. What is your opinion about the quality now at the level in the first division now?
I would say quality is at a decent level, but there's some pieces in the pillars that are lacking. So physically, I think the players need to be in better shape. If I be frank, haven't been at the national level. Current player is not at the level to play football, and that's down to our coaches getting together, sharing information that we can prepare our players. But technically, I think the players are more. I have no issue with the technical. I think it looks like a lot of us coaches focus on a lot of offensive play. So I would think a weakness is the tactical defensive setups that will, put us in a weak position when it comes to international. Because I think a lot of us focus in possession, probably don't spend a lot of time on possession. So as you know, looking at that, it's creating a DNA of being hard to beat, especially at home. And when you look at today's player, and it's not just anything to do with local footballers, it's footballers around the world. The other possession game is the boringest part for them, because most of the time that you're recruited is recruited for the in possession of what you get in the possession game. So, collectively, as coaches, we need to spend time together to change the culture so the domestic player to have a better appreciation for the other possession. So that when they do step up into the program, they know what that looks like. So that would be my comments.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Last one, Griff.
Good.
Okay. All right. Well, Ray, last week we had Sequoia with us, and he only got one. We're gonna keep you on because we're gonna do our picks. but I must say, Sequoia was only able to pick because he couldn't pick his team. He couldn't pick his team's game, and the same with you. He only got to pick 4. So yeah.
So he would have got 2 if he could have picked PHC.
But we still have the game between Cougars and Blazers to be played. But starting this week coming up, Ray, you're going to be the starter. Devonshire Cougars are at home to North Village Rams.
Cougars 2-1.
Okay. North Village is in a funk right now. I think I'm going to go with Cougars as well.
Earl, that's a Friday night game?
Yes.
Yes. So Cougars 2-1 OT Dan on a Friday night.
Friday night, that's right, yes. I took Cougars. Punchy?
I'm gonna go with you guys. I don't think Norfolk is in it, even with John Tay back. We're not in that position yet on a Friday night game. I'm giving Cougars to win that game.
Okay. Griff?
I'm trying to think if I should give you guys a chance. All right, now I have to go Cougars. I'll do Cougars.
Okay, all right. And I'll go first with this next match. Social Club are at home on Saturday against Paget Lions. That's at Police Field, if it is ready. If it is not, I'm not sure what would happen. But we'll look at the two. And after today, I'm inclined to, one more time, Paget will get things together. They'll bounce back from that defeat. Punchy?
I'm not convinced about Paget. I don't know what's happening up there. If the game is on Devonshire Rec, I think Social Club will beat them.
Okay.
I think Social Club will beat them. Yeah. I'm picking Social Club to beat them if the game is changed to Devonshire Rec.
Okay. Griff?
I'll go Paget.
And Ray?
Yeah, I'm going to go with a draw. The match should be at Police Field this week. It was Memorial Week 50 Police. That's why the game.
You're going to cut the grass, Ray?
The grass, but it was something to do with the Police Week.
Okay.
He went to the Dandy Town Social Club game, so I'm going to go for draw.
Okay. All right. Now, Punchy up first for the next game. St. George's Colts host Boulevard.
I think St. George Colts will win that. I'm going with St. George Colts for that.
Okay. Griff?
St. George's.
Okay. Ray?
St. George's.
That's 4 for 4. St. George's to win this particular match. Okay. Griff, you're up first for this match. Devonshire Colts and Dandytown Hornets.
Woo!
And that's at Police Field on Sunday.
Yeah, this is where I'm going to earn my money. Draw.
Wow. Ray, you're out of this one. I'm going to actually pick a winner for this one. And right now, until they prove me wrong, I think the odds-on favorite to win by a girl, and I'm going to take Dandytown.
Ooh.
Punchy?
Put you on the spot. I just think that I'm actually not because Ray is on the show, but I think if they can sustain what they did, if they can play the way they played against North Village and with confidence, the home. What I saw of Dandytown, they still got a lot of work to do. They were opened up a lot by Social Club, and so I'm gonna go with Colts, the odd girl.
Okay.
Hey,
To win.
I'm going to quote Sequoia last week. Don't just pick my team because I'm on the show.
One thing for sure, somebody will win that one because it's 3 different picks. All right, Ray, you're back in. Crossroads, down at Lord's, host PHC.
I'm good. PHC.
Okay. I think I'm gonna go with PHC as well. Although Crossroads got that winner today, I think PHC will just be a little stronger than Patrick was today. Punchy?
Yeah. I will go with PHC, but yeah, I'm going to go with PHC to win that game. But I got to give Crossroads is going to be one team. Remember, I told you about the Moroccan coaches back.
Yes.
That's right. And I told you I've seen them in games, preseason games, and they're not going to be easy beat. So PHC by the odd girl, yeah, just like the Devonshire Colts. I think PHC would beat them.
Okay. And
just
Greg?
by experience, with experience.
Yes.
Oh, I'm tempted to pick another draw, but I don't think I'm got the guts yet this early in the league, so I'll pick PHC.
You got those bingo balls popping around down there, And then we move to the first division. Vasco will face Robin Hood. This match is scheduled for BAA. We're not sure if BAA will be prepared, but we'll still have to pick. I am going to go with Robin Hood for this game. And Punchy?
Robin Hood. That's for sure, Robin Hood.
Griff?
I gotta admit to the teacher I ain't done my homework on first division, so I'm getting cheap. I'm giving you guys Robin Hood.
And Ray?
Robin Hood.
Okay. All right. Now it's up to you, Punchy. Hamilton Parish are at home at Wellington Oval against Southampton Rangers.
I will put Rangers for that.
Okay. Griff?
Who's the coach of Rangers now?
The former PHC coach.
New Hope?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hunt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hunt, yes.
I'll go Rangers. Rangers.
Okay. Ray?
Rangers.
And I'm going to go with Rangers as well because I don't even know if Parish have a team to they lost a whole host of players. They have some players, but I don't know. So yeah, that's all 4 of us going with Rangers.
You must want to get hate mail in the chat room from Hamilton Parish people.
Well, until they prove they have a squad.
All right.
Griff, you're up. It is St. David's hosting Somerset Eagles.
Bleepity bleep. Where's that game? St. David's hosting.
Lords.
All right. St. David started out strong last year. I'm hoping they start strong again. St. David's.
Okay. Ray, you're up.
Take a draw.
Okay. I'm gonna take I'm gonna take St. David's. January is when they changed and turned to cricket.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna take St. David's to win this. Punchy?
Yes, St. Davis to win this.
And Ray, you start off the last pick, and it is Somerset Trojans are hosting Wolves up at the Somerset Cricket Club.
I'm gonna give Wolves by 12.
Okay. I haven't seen. I don't think Somerset lost too many players, and they're still building that. Yeah, I'm gonna take Somerset for this one and see where the chips fall. Punchy.
I'm taking Somerset for that. Involving what they're trying to do up there. They even heard of the training early mornings. I'm taking Somerset. There's going to be a surprise for this year. I'm taking Somerset to beat that game, to beat Wolves.
Okay. And Griff.
When you're unsure, look your home team. Somerset.
All right. Well, actually, that will see the start of the First Division season next week, and as well as the Premier Division continuing. Ray, I did go against you, but good luck. Prove me wrong. Prove Punchy right, and don't give Griff nothing.
What's the score after week 1?
Everybody got 2. Everybody got 2.
All right. So you're saying I'm in first place again.
Yeah, we're all in first place because I want to thank you guys for joining tonight. We'll be back, folks, with another edition of the Island Stats Football Show next week, Sunday, right here on IslandStats.com. Enjoy your night. Thank you, Ray.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Okay. Take care.